the way I'll do it is absolutely when I'm done. If you have any questions, you can go off of mute, or you can just text me what question you have, or you can put it, there's a little group chat right here. Okay. And you can type it in. I'll always check that before I log out. So anyways, next month, or actually the first Friday of February, which is or the first Friday of March, which is next Friday, a week from tomorrow, we have Brooks Kelly. He's a lender, and he's been with us. Well, I've known him for 20 plus years. He is sponsoring. He sponsors our brokerage firm. He's incredible, and he will be doing a presentation on mortgages, and it'll be great. And then a week after that, we have Don and Zach. They're going to be presenting what they do and just their story and how they get business, and how they post on Instagram and social media. And again, it always is a good idea to just go through GroupMe and try to follow every single person on there, because you get different ideas on how they're attacking social media. And I think it's great to get a different viewpoint. So I don't expect anybody to be like me. I'm up 5 a.m. to midnight. I've got a lot of energy. I've got everything up in my head. It's one of the benefits of our firm. If you call me, I don't need to be in front of a computer. I do like to do this little workshop just so we get an idea of what's going on. Real quick, April 16th, we have our first social of the quarter. We're going to be down in Deep Ellum at a bar that Dave Wilson sings, and it's going to be a live band. Drinks are on the house with DHS, so drink until you're wasted if you want, but be sure you Uber home. And then July 23rd, we're going to have a pool party here at my house. We had it last year. I think we had 180 people. I have a hamburger guy that cooks burgers in the front yard. We have billiards, ping pong, a little basketball game upstairs. We have an Atari game with 7,000 videos from when you were little, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, Dig Dug. And then we have pool and an in-ground trampoline. It is a family event. So on the pool party, I will just eventually need to know how many people for food. All right. So with that being said, we're going to do the training. And like I said today, we're going to concentrate for about 25 minutes on MLS and then 25 minutes on zip forms. These are our two money makers. And it's going to be how you'll set up yourself for success. So I'm presenting the screen, and we are recording. So I'm going to go into MLS, and I'm going to start from basics. So I actually have this website on my phone. It's matrix.netris.net. Okay, matrix.netris.net. And I have it on my phone. So when I open it, I get this screen, and you're going to log in with your license number and a 0 in front, and you're going to have your own password. When you log in, you're usually going to go to a page with 14 boxes. And if it says that, just hit login again. And it will go to, most of the time, the 14 boxes. So you'll see that there's 7 on top of 7. Now, what Lola is going to train on are all these other boxes. But I like to concentrate on MLS because that's what we're going to use the most. So it's the left corner box. You click on it, and it will take you into your dashboard. So whenever you call me and you've already gone into MLS and I'm trying to find out where you are to start from beginning, I'm always going to say to go to your dashboard. All you do is you go to My Matrix right here and hit dashboard, and it's going to take you to this screen. So when I say, hey, let's get back to our dashboard, that's it. That way I know wherever I'm at in the world, I can walk you through because I'm going to be in my mind on this screen. I've cleaned up everybody's MLS to look basically like this. You might add other things, and you can do that by clicking on this, and you basically just drag. You drag, and you can add these other boxes. But in my opinion, they're useless, and I like to make things simple and clean, and this is about as clean as it gets. So whenever somebody logs into a portal search, they're going to be listed right here, and they're going to have the time they logged in. So that's pretty cool. This is going to be to search for houses, and I'm going to concentrate on this for a little while so that we understand how easy it is. This will probably just have 2 lines or 1. It'll either say my active office listings, and then it might say my own listings, my listings. My active office listings is everybody that has a listing in our firm. And if you ever want to do an open house, all you do is click on this link, and it'll give you a single line of every listing. And all you do is click on this MLS number. It says it right there. That is called the agent full report when you click on it. It's the most information you can ever have. You scroll down and you simply text Catalina at this number. Hey, this is Jennifer. I'd love to do an open house at your listing at 912 Park Street. I live right around the corner, or can I just do an open house there? And she'll say yes or no. If she says no, go to the next home. Scroll to the bottom. You're going to text Jasmine. Hey, can I do an open house at your listing? She says no. You go to the next one. So you can either click this or hit next. But you just keep going. Somebody will say yes. Okay. And that's how you do an open house. And that's how you always have one to do. If you run out of 28 of those to ask, and that's how many listings we currently have, then I'll show you a second way how to find open houses. That's part of the training today. All right, let's say that you're driving down the road and a buyer calls you, and the buyer pulled my home off of Zillow because I bought my home in 2007, but it could still show active on Zillow because it's not really accurate. What you don't want to do ever is look my home up and tell the person that called that it's sold 13 years ago. So if a buyer calls you, and again, I have a lot of agents that talk about scripts. I don't ever have a script. All I do is this. I've got my earphone in, my headset. Somebody calls me. Hey, this is Doug with DHS Realty. How can I help you? Hey, I was looking to try to see 8005 Fall Meadow. Absolutely. When do you want to look at it? Oh, how about tonight at 6 p.m.? Sure. Yeah, I'll book it down. I tell you what, are you in a month-to-month right now, or you have a house to sell? No, I'm in a month-to-month. I'm just looking for somebody to kind of walk me through the process. Oh, okay. Well, then have you talked to a lender or haven't you? No, I haven't talked to a lender before. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to put you on speaker and send you 3 lenders right now. And if you could do me a favor, it's noon. If you could call one of these lenders and just get pre-approved, it doesn't take anything but about 10 minutes. And you don't have to meet them. It's free. And it's part of my advocacy for the people that talk to me is that I want them to know what their payment would be if they get pre-approved, and literally takes 10 minutes. And then I'll meet you tonight at 6. And matter of fact, I might pull up other homes and make appointments, and we could just knock out probably 3 or 4 homes tonight in case you want to look at more than just this property. Man, that sounds really cool. Okay. Yeah. I'll call him when I get off the phone with you. All right. Hey, one more thing before I get you off the phone. Give me your realtor's name so I can protect them in case you like the house tonight. I don't want to take a commission from your realtor. Oh, I don't have a realtor, Doug. Okay, I'll see you tonight at 6. Then I get off the phone. If I'm driving, I usually put on my blinker and I pull over into a parking lot. And I'm going to go into my phone and I'm going to pull up. I'm going to go into my phone and I'm going to pull up this website, matrix.netris.net. I'm going to log in, and after I get those 14 boxes, I'm going to hit MLS, Matrix. I'm going to go to this screen, and I'm going to go right here. It's on my phone also because it's the website. It's exactly this on my phone, and I'm just going to go 8005 and put an F. That's how simple this is, that all you got to know is the street number and just put the first letter of the street name. You hit enter, and since 2003, it's going to pull up every home that's available in the MLS and that ever was available. So anything current or since 2003 that starts with 8005 and an F. So I'm going to scroll down and go, damn, look at that. That home sold almost 14 years ago. So I'm going to click on it. That's the MLS number I'm about to click on. And I'm going to look at it and go, Plano, about 450. Let's see, built in 2002 and 3,700 square feet. So I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to hover under the search tab and I'm going to go residential quick. And it's going to pull up my search criteria for a buyer. And I've already cleaned y'all's up. It'll show active. It should have single family marked, if not market. I like master down as a default, but you don't have to do that. And so here I'm just going to go 0-450. Here I'm just going to type in Plano. Here, I'm going to put year 2000, a plus sign. Here, I'm going to put in 3,000 square feet and a plus sign. And you can see there's no homes. That shows you the market we're in. So I need to go up a little higher. So I'm going to go to 600. And you can see at 600, there's not any either. If I unmark the master, there's not any. So again, what I need to do is I'm going to go to 1 million just to see if there's something wrong with my search. And you can see there's not, because when I put 0-1000, there's 3 zeros there. So that's 0-1 million. In Plano, 2,000 year built plus, 3,000 square foot minimum, single family active. There's only 5 homes. That's crazy. So again, I might bring it back down to 700. There's still 0 homes. So now I need to add some other cities. McKinney, Frisco, Allen. Now there's 11. Hold on a second. Okay, so now there's 11. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back down to that original search, 500. And there's 3. Hopefully everybody sees that. You got to kind of do a little give and take. So now I have the 3 results I want to send to my buyer. This is where our firm, we try to keep things super, super simple for your success. And you've heard me say, if you've been in our company, at this point, if you have the results, you're going to hit 3 buttons: results, save, new auto email. 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 Now I'm at this is the screen. I'm going to send him the email, and I need to put him in because he's new. So I'm going to hit create new contract. Let's say his name is Mr. Buyer. Okay. You're going to put the real name there. And then the email is mr@whatever.com. Okay. This is a fictional character. I hit save. I'm going to put here homes. I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to hit save. And I just emailed those. Now I'm going to text that buyer, and I'm going to leave a video message. And I'm going to say, hey, Fred, this is Doug. I'll see you tonight at 6. Hey, one thing, that home, it sold 13 years ago, so it's not available anymore. But I did send you everything that is available, and I had to go outside of Plano, but I did do Collin County, and I did the 4 cities that are basically just a political boundary. And I did Frisco, McKinney, Allen, and Plano. And under 500,000, there's only 3 homes. I just sent them to you, and I'm going to make appointments for all 3. Let's meet at 926 Thistle, and we'll just knock these 3 out, and at least you'll get an idea of what the market's like. Please confirm you got it, and let me know if 6 p.m. at 926 Thistle is okay. So I also send my electronic business card. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a wristband. It's called Popl, P-O-P-L. I just bought it about a week ago for $24. And then I bought the app, P-O-P-L, P-O-P-L, Popl. So P for Paul, O for Orange, P for Paul, L for Larry. You put your business card together on the app. You buy this. When it comes, you scan it on the phone, and now somebody can just bump this bracelet and they get my business card linked to all my social media, and they just hit a button that says add to contacts. So again, you're also going to want to have Haystack, something like that. Popl, they're competitors with business cards, but you want to be able to send that buyer a business card electronically, leave them a video message. And let's say that he texts back and says, yeah, I'll see you tonight at 6, Doug, at Thistle. Thank you for being, a little flexible and sending me these properties. So now you're staring at these. Okay. Now, if I, let's just say that we've got Thistle and Honey Creek. Okay. So now about 5 or 6 minutes later, you're going to see that he texts you and he wants to look at these properties. All right. Well, one thing you can do is you can go Honey, Thistle. You can go down to City, and you can pick Frisco, McKinney, Plano, Allen, and you can hit search, and you're going to see all the properties that start with Honey or Thistle. So let's just say hypothetically that one of them was this one, so you check mark it, and the other one was this one. When I check mark it, look down here and you'll see that directions pops up. If I click directions, it's going to tell me which one to see it in, what order, and it's going to give me a little map. So that means that I'm meeting him here and we're going to drive up here. If there were 7 properties, it would say 1 through 7, and it would tell me a great order. So 1 through 7 would mean if 4 was this whole, I'm either going to go 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, or I'm going to go 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. I might even text the buyer and say, hey, are you closest to Honey Creek or Thistle? Where do you want to meet and end up at? Because I'm flexible. And then you ask them where they want to meet. Okay. So that's really cool about our MLS, is that when you get a list of properties, if you check mark them, the directions tab will highlight, and you can absolutely have a diagram where you don't look like an idiot going past a fire station 20 times because you didn't hit all the ones on the east side of the fire station first and then end with the only ones on the west side. So that's what's unique about our MLS. Okay. All right. So again, if we were right here and you called me and I didn't know where you were, I'd say what? Let's get back to your dashboard. So there you are. Okay. When that buyer opened up that property, his name would be right here. If he favored a home, it would have a heart next to it. So again, anytime you see a heart, all you do is click on it. And there it is. And then I would always click on this MLS number. That is that's a synonym, the MLS number for the agent full report. So let's look at this. When you click on that, it's going to be this information. And some neat things about this that a lot of people don't know is, let's just cover this real quick. This is the listing. That's the MLS number. The N right there means it's a new listing right there. Okay. If it has a $sign, that means the price has been reduced. Okay. If you click on this, it'll give you a map of where the home is. It'll give you a Google map if you want. So Google will load in a second. I'm not going to wait for it, but it will. That's the city. That's the zip code. That's the lease price. Right below here, it says subdivision. That is a synonym for addition on the contract in paragraph 2. So when it says lot blank, block blank, blank addition, that's the same thing as subdivision. And if you call me and ask me where it says that, I'm going to say, look to the right of the picture in an agent full report, about 4 down from the address, 1, 2, 3, 4. It says subdiv, and that is the name of the addition. County, Dallas, country, I hope it's in the U.S., not in Ukraine. You can see here that there's no lot, there's a block. So if you were going to describe this in paragraph 2, the lot would be blank. The block would be there. It would be Woodhaven condo, and that would be on a condo contract. It would be City of Dallas, Dallas County, known as 5981 Arapahoe, number 302, and you put the zip code. Again, here's the value of the property when it's offered for lease. You're not going to obviously write up a contract on a condo for lease, so let's just act like that was $145,000 and this was a sale. Down here is the square footage. That's always good to know where that's at based on the tax roll. Over here, it's going to be the year built. You're going to see that. You keep going down. On a lease, it's always going to be important, as well on a sale. On a lease, it's always going to be important, as well on a sale, to look underneath the picture of the property. That clock will always be there. That 3 sheets of paper, or those 3 sheets of paper, might or might not be. If it's blank and it's a sale, that means you don't have the seller's disclosure, and it means that you have to text the agent to see if there is a seller's disclosure. If underneath the clock there's that blue thing, that's how you schedule the appointment for the property, and you just click on it, and it's dummy proof. It just walks you through setting an appointment. So again, these 3 sheets of paper, that's some kind of data to know about the property. You've got to click on it. And when you do, this is a lease, it's probably going to tell you the lease requirements. So it says how to apply. You click on it, and it's going to give you instructions on how to apply. If you have a buyer tenant with a credit score under 580, don't even make an offer on this for lease. It ain't going to happen. You can see right here, it says where to go, and you're going to tell your tenant, be sure to register you in when they open that website. And you're going to follow up with the landlord agent when your tenant sends it, okay, in. And again, you could easily just go like this on these 3 dots and email it to your client, and they'd have it. All right. All right. Going back to the picture of the house. Again, you always want to know that's called transaction desk. It's next to the clock always. That's either a blank or 3 sheets of paper on top of each other. Underneath the clock is how to make an appointment. If it's blank, you're going to scroll down to the very bottom. And at the very bottom, this is the showing information. It'll tell you what to do. Okay. If it says combo, they will send you the combo upon approval of the showing. Always look at the private remarks. Right here, you can see that it tells you what to do as well. Okay. So you can always call me and ask me, but I'm always going to tell you to do exactly what I just did there. And that is to look around and investigate. If it's a sale, you want to always print this. It's called the agent full report. And you also always want to print the tax roll. Above the picture of the home, you can see that next to listing, there's some tabs. Look at that, the tax roll. When you click on it, you're going to print that. So you always have the agent full report and the tax roll on a lease and a sale. It just helps you make life easier when you start doing documentation. All right, back to the dashboard. That's where we always kind of reset. Okay, let's say that we're doing a search for a buyer. Well, we've already done it. I'm going to do it real quick one more time, and we're going to go through each search. So a single family. What if the buyer wants a condo also? Well, you put the control button down and you mark condo. I'd also mark townhome. If they only want houses, you just mark that. You go over here. They want everything 0 to $500,000. Unfortunately, that's just the price range that's going to almost be the norm from now on. Over here, you're going to type in whatever cities they want. The Colony, Louisville. You can see that there's 15 homes, 0 to $500,000 with the master down that are single family in the Colony in Louisville. If you were going to send those without any other criteria, all you do is 3 things. Results, save, new auto email. I like newer the better. So for sure, 1978 and newer is going to be no lead. But, you know, 1987 is when they started to vault ceilings. So the ceilings will be higher. That's always good knowledge to have. If somebody says, you know, I don't want low ceilings, well, then go to 1987 and plus, and they should be vaulted. But again, the newer the better. You can see that if I put 1987 and a plus sign, master down, 0 to $500,000 in the Colony in Louisville, single family, there's only 7. At that point, you hit results, save, new auto email. Now, let's say this is a new search. You know to do create new contact, put in their first name, last name, email, put in homes and hit save at the bottom. You just emailed it. But if it's already a pre-existing client, all you got to do is hit the drop down. Pick Daffy Duck. And the reason I just put homes is I'm going to be communicating with them as soon as I send it. And then I hit save and I just emailed that list. Okay. Let's say that somebody called me on that same search criteria. And instead of going back in, if I go over here to recent searches and click it, it's going to pull the last 100 or so recent searches I have. So what I can do is just go, hey, they want 0 to $500,000 in Louisville and the Colony also. So instead of doing a new search, all I do is click this and it gives me the highlight. It gives me the properties. So now all I've got to do is hit new auto email because it already took me past the results and save. So that's kind of cool. And again, all I do is new auto email. I'd go to the drop down and pick a new client. I'd send homes. I'd go to the bottom. I'd hit save and I just emailed it. Okay. Again, right here, it says recent searches. It's going to have all your recent searches. So it bypasses having to do the results again and hitting the save because as soon as you hit it, it's going to have the list of properties. So that's pretty cool. And again, at this point, you'd hit save, new auto email, and booyah, you're right back. All right. So again, now we have somebody that wants to look at raw land. That's going to be, again, this is your most important tab. Lots and acreage, quick. Oh, look at that. It looks very familiar. So again, you have active marked only, and I like to always mark these two, farm and ranch and residential. Let's say that Sybil says she's a buyer and she's like, yeah, I want to look at everything 0 to 200,000 in Gunner. Well, there's only 3 matches. Now you can see over here, it's got all this weird stuff, 0.5 to 9. Okay, this is where I'm going to go below the results tab. So I'm going to scroll down and look below the results tab. You're going to see this button. It says add or add remove. Click it and you're going to have everything on the left that is a search criteria, but on the right, only what you have. On the left, if you type in acre, it'll pull up acres. You select it, you move it over, and now it's over here. Now you hit the back button, and when you scroll below the results tab, you're going to see that I have acres right there. So I can go, oh, she wants all properties with 2+ acres. Let's see how many there are. There's 0 right there. So I need to go back down and hit 1+. And you can see that it went from 4 or 5 to 1. All right. That's where you might call her and say, hey, I think it might be better if we just do a county search. So let's just say that that county is Collin or Hunt. So you put in 2 counties. Well, there's 89 now that are 1 acre plus. Well, she wanted 2 acres. So let's go 2+. You can see that it went from 89 to 41. So again, if I was going to send this to her, I'd hit results, save, new auto email. 3 tabs, results, save, new auto email. I'm going to type her name in. I'm going to put in her last name, and I'm going to put in her email. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to hit, I'm just going to put lots because I'm going to call her in a second. I scroll to the bottom and I hit save, and booyah, I just sent those lots to her. Okay. So now let's say that I had somebody that called me on the same search and it's been a day. All I got to do is log in. I got to go over here, hit this recent searches, and there's the same search. And all I got to do is hit new auto email, type in the crap of the new buyer, put lots, go to the bottom, hit save, and I just emailed it to her. So that's pretty cool. So again, we've covered residential lots. We've got, that's residential houses, lots and acreage. I'll get you in just a second. Let me finish up here. And then we get residential lease. Residential lease, you're going to hover over residential lease. You go to quick. So this is Sybil that calls me. She's a buyer or tenant. Hey, can you pull up everything in Frisco 0 to 3,000? Well, you start typing in Frisco and there's 34 matches. But see how I have condo and houses? So I'm just going to do houses. Now there's 33. She says she absolutely needs a 4-bedroom plus. There's 12. She says she likes something 2,000 square foot and bigger. There's 10. So let's say that's good enough. I'm going to hit 3 tabs. Results, save, new auto email. Let's say she's already in my drop down. I'm going to pick her. I'm going to put leases. I'm going to scroll to the bottom. Now, I hit save because I'm trying to make this simple for everybody. But what I would do is before I hit save, I'd always hit ASAP. And that means that when you send this search out initially, she's going to get everything. But in the next second, if a new listing gets inputted, she's going to get it sent to her email with your picture next to it. So remember, before you hit save at the bottom of that, where it sends it out, it's going to default to daily and just select ASAP. That means that at 3 a.m., if a new listing gets inputted, she's going to get it immediately. Okay. All right. What questions did you have? Who was that? Anyone?
Yeah, that's Sabrina here. Yeah, first time. Hi. First time I like in the auto email, and next time just save. I don't have to put send or anything anymore, right?
If you send the initial search, it's saved forever.
Oh, okay. And then I will just
Yep, it's saved forever. Now, if they start sending you properties, and I'm going to put you back on mute. If they start sending you properties that they're getting off of Zillow and they're not in your search, and they go, hey, why isn't this one in your search? Well, it's going to be because, let's just take, for instance, you did a search 0 to 3,000 square feet. Well, they're finding ones that are $29.99 on Zillow, and they're sending them to you. Well, if you put 3,000 square foot as a minimum, and nothing under 3,000 is going to be on your search. So when somebody tells me 3,000, I always say, well, do you mean that if something's at $29.99, you don't want it? And if they go, no, that's good. And I say, well, I'm probably going to put 2,500 square foot as a minimum. And that way you'll get everything and you can delete it if you want. But if I put 3,000 square foot minimum and you're looking on Zillow, you're going to find properties at $27.99 or $2,800 or $29.99 that you are going to wonder why aren't on my search. So I'd rather get real liberal with the search criteria, so you get everything, than get real conservative and you miss something based on 1 year or 1 square footage. So hopefully that makes sense, and that's a discussion that you have with your client. So again, today we're covering dashboard. Whenever you talk to me, I usually just say, hey, let's get back to the dashboard. That's what you're going to do. Hit the dashboard. From there, if we're looking for a property, we go here. If you want to look for, if a search, you're going to go there. And if it's a specific property, I just dumb it down. And always, 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 if you have the street number, you put it in, and all you have to do is put the first letter of the street name. That means when you have 1275 County Road, put 1275, but just put a C under street name, because some county roads are CR and some county roads are spelled out county, but they all start with a C. So it dumbs it down. And I've had agents call me and go, hey, I just can't find this property. And it'll be 1274 East County Road. Well, don't put in East, just put in 1274 and a C. And I'll give you an example. I don't even know if this property exists, but right now, if I put in 1274 and a C, it's going to pull up everything since the beginning of time. And you can see that right there, there is 1274 County Road. And I just made that up. But if you put, watch this. If you put 1274 County, it's not going to pull up. Well, they did it 2 ways, see? So here's the thing. That other property, that was not sold in 2015. So there, and it actually is a different property because the number after County Road was different. So what you're going to always want to do is just do 1274 and a C. And let me show you what just came up. Look at that. Look at those last two. They both came up, but only one would come up if you put CR, and only one would come up if you spelled out county. So my point is that think like a third grader, that's what this system was designed for. And I'm not saying you're third graders. I'm saying that's how easy it is. So always have the street number if you can, and then just put the first letter of the street name and it'll get you there. Okay. All right. So last thing is I want to explain how to find open houses, and then we're going to move into zip forms, because that'll be almost 35 minutes of training on MLS. So we know that there's a few ways to find open houses. One is you put it on GroupMe. And when you put it on GroupMe, what you're going to do is when you put it on GroupMe, you're going to say, hey, this is Sabrina. I'd like to do an open house this weekend. Here's my cell phone. Please put your cell phone after every post. It just takes a lot of the back and forth off of GroupMe. And that way, if people are interested, you can take it off, and you can start, you can start your own GroupMe. We have an apartment GroupMe and a commercial GroupMe. And I'm a total macro manager, so I don't care about I'm not going to get involved and tell you to not do it, but I would prefer that we put cell phones after every post. It just kind of stops it from being, 25 messages between two people. But anyways, if you wanted an open house, you'd say, hey, this is Sabrina. I'd love to do an open house this weekend. Does anybody have one? Here's my cell phone. Boom. Nobody replies. So you go into my matrix, you go to the dashboard, and you go right here to my office active listings. You start opening every agent full report. You scroll to the bottom. You text the agent. Hey, this is Sabrina. And again, that's a tax roll, because right here at the top, we have that tab. So just go back to the listing. Okay. And then you'll see at the bottom, and you text Catalina. Hey, this is Sabrina. I'd love to do an open house this weekend. Blah, blah, blah. You keep going. Let's say that you strike out on both of those. You go back to my dashboard, and this is what you do. You hover over search and go residential quick. Right here, I'm just going to pick an address. Let's say that you live at 2723 Bear Drive. You're going to type in your own address. As you start to type it, it should auto-populate. Let me just do mine instead. Okay, so it'll start to populate. The more you type, it'll eventually come up. Now there's my house. I'm going to select it. Then I'm going to go right here, and I can either pick these miles or I can make my own. You can see that there's not a 4. So I could just type in 4. And then I go over here and I go, hey, I only want to do open houses in this range. And I do want the master down because when I do the open house, I want to talk about resale, and that's good on a 2-story. I want something new, so I'm going to go 2,000 and a plus sign. You can see there's only one home. So I might have to play with that criteria a little. 1997 and a plus sign. There's 3. Okay. Well, maybe I need to go to 700. There's 5. You get my point. You type in enough cities. That means that any properties 4 miles from my address in these cities is going to come up. And there's 5 still. Okay. So the more you get, the better. I could go out more miles. I could go 10 miles. And there's 27. I click results. And again, it's not rocket science. I go to the first one. I click on the MLS number. I scroll to the bottom. This is with Century 21. Hey, Julie, this is Sabrina. I'd love to do an open house this weekend, 12 to 3. Is it available? I'm not with your brokerage firm, but I've done open house for different brokers and just want to see if you're okay with it. I live a couple miles from your listing. She says no. You go to the next one. You scroll down. It's listed with Keller Williams. Hey, Cheryl, you're going to text her right there. That's her cell phone. Hey, Cheryl, this is Doug Smith. I'm with DHS Realty. I'm not with Keller Williams, but I'd love to do an open house of your listing. She doesn't agree. You go to the next one. You scroll down. That's with Keller Williams. You go to the next one. You just keep texting. Eventually, somebody's going to say yes. My son has done open houses every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Baytown, in Houston. And he says, hey, I'm with a broker that's in Houston because I'm in Houston also. I'm in 11 regions. I'm in the whole state. You can do an open house almost anywhere, but you do have to do some research on your own. I have so many agents that call me and say they can't find an open house. I can guarantee you that I could find an open house if I wanted to do one today, tomorrow, the next day, every day. I could do an open house every day of the year if I wanted. And again, with COVID, it's not a bad idea because people stay home and they don't work at a business anymore. So, you know, they travel around, they see an open house sign, they jet in. So that's going to be a way to do an open house. All right, I'm gonna get out of this and we're gonna now go into zip forms and we're gonna finish up the training by 1 o'clock. So I got about 22 minutes of zip forms. Again, whenever you make an offer, you need to print this page. It's called the Agent Full Report. When you're on it, you go right next to the listing tab and hit tax and you print this. If you want me to help you, I'm going to tell you, you need to print these 2 pages, log into zip forms, and then I will lock and load you in 10 minutes right in the contract. So let's say that Sabrina calls me and wants me to help her write an offer. I said, hey, do you have the Agent Full Report? Do you have the tax roll? She says, yes. I go log into zip forms and call me. I'll help you. She's going to go to probably texasrealestate.com or she can go to zip forms. It simply doesn't matter. But she's going to get to zip forms one way or the other. When she gets to this page, it's going to say log in. She clicks on it. She's going to have her email and a password. She'll hit log in again. When she does, it's going to go back to that same screen and say, hi, Sabrina. Hi, Doug. Hi, Jennifer. She's going to go 1 tab over to zip forms and the screen's going to turn blue after she clicks it. You're going to notice that I know every screen before we hit it because that's what you pay me for. That huge amount of money every month, the $100. It's to pay me to know this, and I love it. So it's always going to be an obsession for me to be able to tell you what screen is next before you actually click it. And this is one of them. So you're at this screen. You're at this screen. I will always say when it's at this screen, click the new button. Never, ever click anything else as your first tab you touch, ever. If you've done anything other than click the new tab, we've screwed the pooch, and I'm going to have to go back in and clean the mess up. And I do this all in about 30 minutes when you first get onboarded to make your life as simple as possible. So again, you have on each side of your computer or on your phone, you would download ZipForm Mobile. It's singular, ZipForm Mobile, and it puts this same thing on your phone. It's $12 a year. So either ZipForm Mobile or this, ZipForms, and you have the Agent Full Report and the tax roll next to you, you are going to hit the new tab. And when you hit the new tab, you have 3 boxes that we care about. This is for a seller, this is for a buyer, and this is for a tenant landlord. Well, it's a buyer. So you're going to click on new purchase. You're going to name it the buyer's name. You're going to always select residential. I don't care what it is. It could be a lease. It could be you're selling a property in hell. Always select residential. It makes it simple. And then you're simply going to go here. It says select a template. And you're going to pick out of 3 or 4 templates, the buyer template. You're going to hit save. And you'll be moved to another screen that has a white summary square. And I will be telling you this. Look at a white summary square. You're going to see it. And I'm going to say go 2 tabs to documents. And all your forms are there, pre-filled. So I'm going to cover the contract because this is already pre-filled. You don't have to open it. This is a buyer rep agreement. You fill it in 2 paragraphs. The buyer's name is paragraph 1 and paragraph 4 is a begin and an end date. Hit save and you've done. These 2 are done. You're going to go to the 1 to 4 family. If it's a single family, duplex, triplex, quadplex, or a townhome. Those are the 5 properties that we do 1 to 4 family on. Single, duplex, triplex, quadplex, or a townhome. You're going to open it. And again, on each side of your computer, you're going to have the tax roll and the agent full report. I'm going to go to caps because I like it. I'm going to put in the seller's name. I'm going to put in the second seller's name. I'm going to go here and put the buyer's name. If there's 2, I'm going to put the second buyer's name here. I'm going to put in the lot 5, block H, Crystal Creek. I'm getting all this on the tax roll. I look on the tax roll and the agent full report for all this, and it's going to have the county. It's going to have the city, and then it's going to have the address. I tab, and it's going to give me the zip code. Then I go down to paragraph 3A. It's already marked third-party financing. It was templated that way. Let's say you're putting $25,000 down and you're going in at 300. Well, that means that 275 is the loan amount. No zeros. Hit tab. Look at that. 3A plus 3B equals 3C. That would be the offer. You usually don't have to worry about paragraph 4. You go down to paragraph 5. Well, there's going to be a title company. You've either texted the agent and asked them what title company. You've looked on the agent full report down by the agent's information, and you'll see a little line that says preferred title company. You'll put it in there. It might be, that there isn't one. Put Truly Title. But let's just say that this is the address. The first blank with a $ is going to be the earnest money. Let's say we're making it $30,000 on the $300,000. That's 10%. I already have $100 in here, so you never get confused on the earnest and the option. It also says after the 100, comma, as the option fee. Let's say we're making that $1,000, but we know that by default it's 100. It just kind of keeps you focused that, hey, our Doug already put the option in there. In this market, you're probably going to have to add a 0 to it. You don't do anything here. You go down to paragraph 5B, and that's the number of days you terminate. I've already put 10. I'd probably leave it, but you might have to change it to 7. You go down to paragraph 6. I already have the seller paying title. If you want to leave it, it'll always protect your buyer. If you want to uncheck market, then uncheck market. Okay, but I already have it defaulted to protect your buyer and the seller's paying it. You'll put the same title company that was in 5 in 6. You'll see that 5 has Chicago title, so 6 has it. Really from there, I've pre-filled this whole contract. You should be good. You go down to 6E2. If there's an HOA, which most homes have, just leave it. If there's not, you have to uncheck mark that and mark there isn't one. From there, you're going to go to 7. And, most of the time you have the seller's disclosure. I've already marked it. If it's not, then you'll unmark it and put a number of days the buyer to get the disclosure to you, or the seller to get the disclosure to your buyer. I mean, all this is like pre-filled. It's crazy. Basically, you're going to go to paragraph 9. You got to hit the blank and pick a closing date. It's probably going to be the end of March. From there, you're going to go all the way down to paragraph 21. And again, you're going to put in the buyer's email. If you go to paragraph 22, it's going to have the most commonly used addendums, third party and HOA. Back in paragraph 6E2, if you said there was no HOA, then you'd unmark that also because they've got to match. Okay. From there, you go 1.5 pages. I've already pre-filled everything here. All you do is go the same length over here, and that's on the agent full report. So Ebby Holiday's broker number, the listing agent's number, the listing agent's license, the listing agent's email, the listing agent's phone, supervisor license number, address of the brokerage firm, city, state, and zip, and you're done. Because when you look at this side, it matches perfectly this side. And then you're going to hit save, and then you're going to send everything to me to review. To send it to me to review, all you do is hit send, email. 2 screens pop up. Red X out of the first screen, type in my email, put review. You'll hit send. One more screen will say, what are you going to send it through? You can either send it through Gmail or Zip Forms. Text me, you've sent it to me. I'll review it in 2 minutes. I'll tell you what changes to make or no changes, and then I'll walk you through e-signing it. Okay? When we see e-sign, what you're going to do is sometimes you're already back at your screen here, and you could be back actually at this screen. And what I'm going to tell you to do is look for the file. It's either going to look like this or look like this. It's completely up to you. I like big boxes because I'm slow. So I'm going to look at Daffy Duck. That's my client. I'm in transactions. I'm going to just click on it. It takes me to the white summary square. I'm going to go 2 tabs over to documents. I can e-sign 2 ways. I can check mark these boxes and hit e-sign, or I can open up a document and hit e-sign. It's up to you. If you open up the document, you'll hit e-sign here in the left corner. When you do, the next screen, you touch nothing other than select documents to include. And when you click that, you're going to check mark what documents you're going to send your buyer. So let's say we were sending this and this, whatever. You're going to send them. You're going to hit close, and you'll see that there they are. All you do is follow the green arrow. Next. It'll say, buyer 1, put their email in. You try to check mark them, and it won't let you. So try to check mark them. Oh, I've got to put their email in. Now it'll let you check mark them. You'll go down. You'll find buyer 2. There they are right there. Try to check mark them. It won't let you. You've got to put it in an email. Now it will. You hit close. You'll see this, and that's the order they're getting it. So if you want second buyer to get it first, then you'll hit 1. And on first buyer, you'll put 2. All you do is hit next. When you do, it's going to take a second, but all the forms are going to load on your computer that are capable of being sent. And this gets crazy easy. All you do is hit next and send invitation, and you just emailed the contract. Then you're going to touch base with that agent. You're going to touch base with the buyer and say, hey, I just want to confirm that you got the offer. It's going to walk you through signing. Once you sign, please text me. And when they text you that they've signed, you're going to get it back in 3 emails. The first 2, don't worry about. The last one, it's weird. It's going to be from you to you. So it's going to be from you to you, and it's going to say, click here. And here you can click on. And when you click on it, it's going to say, download these as a combined file. Do it. Name it. Then you create a new email and send that attached file to the listing agent, along with forwarding the pre-approval letter, or if it's cash, a proof of funds letter, and then you'll communicate with the listing agent. Hey, this is Doug. I just sent you an offer on 123 Easy Street, just confirming you got it. If they reply back they did, say, hey, when do you think I might get an answer back? Boom. That starts the communication. Okay? So that's pretty much the training. It's 50 minutes. I don't want to go too long for attention span. Let me check and see if there's any questions. I'll give a couple seconds for somebody to type something in. Other than that, if you have anything, I'm available all day. Just text me directly or call me, and I'll be happy to walk y'all through. But this stuff is only going to be you're only going to become an expert at this if you goof around with it and not wait until the client gets you and says, hey, I need to write an offer up. And, I have a lot of agents that come on board. As many I have leave because they don't invest in not money, but their time to become experts. And I have the lowest compensation plan in the friggin' state of Texas. If you can't make it here, it's hard to make it anywhere because I'm available. It's never about training, ever. It's about not paying the $100 a month, or they can't pay their board renewals. So it's a great profession. You don't have any product you own. You got to pay $100 a month, $225 a closing, $50 a lease. Every December, you got to pay $456 to the board, and every quarter, $114. Every other second of the day, you should be hustling. And when it hits the fan, you call me and I'll get you there, man. It's just my passion. I'm obsessive about it. Y'all have a great day. Stay warm. Peace out. 8-Town. Cowboys Super Bowl winners next year. And I love you all.